Yeah, so to if possible, to keep the videos on until the end so that it's more interactive. And the purpose of these meetings that we conduct is to ensure that each one of us as business owners are challenging ourselves to grow our businesses 10x every year. So that's the idea. And the only way to do that is by setting continuous goals, to have a peer group to ask questions and get answers. So that's the idea behind this, and of course also for networking and all. And we would be focusing on the pathfinder stage of business, where some business has already started. They've been there for maybe few years, 2 or 3 years, and they're looking at a path for growth. How do I grow? How do I scale up my business? So that's the area that almost all the topics that we covered focuses on. And this meeting started around 5 years back when few friends got together. We started discussing about our businesses, asking questions, trying to get answers. So that's how it all started. And we have a portal called bacommunity.me and also bgsm.rejola.com, where it's like a community portal where we can network with each other, put more information about our businesses, and also track whatever goals that we set. Are we moving in the right direction? Goal setting and tracking. All that is possible here. Today, we will focus on the individual again. And and of course, we have a WhatsApp group where you can share about your business. And the topic for today is spectrum of success from energy to currency. And we have Mr. Suresh. I have known Mr. Suresh, I think, for 5 years now, 5 or 6 years, where I met him at a training. And that's how I got introduced to him. And then right from then, I've been seeing him actively sharing, about um, the books that he reads. He reads on an average one book every week, and he shares the summary with summary of all the books. He prepares a summary of all the books and he keeps sharing about it. And he is also a coach, and he helps business owners. So really privileged to have you, and thank you for helping with the topic, especially on the energy topic, because one of the previous sessions we spoke about energy, and we decided, okay, let's have a much more focused drill down look towards the energy. So over to you, Mr. Suresh. Thank you very much for accepting, and please go ahead.
Good evening, friends. I am Suresh Balachandar. I am the Chief Coach in SBI Coaching Services Private Limited. So, in today's session, we'll be seeing a very important concept which I term it as a spectrum of success. So, you know the word spectrum, right? Various wavelengths are having in same spectrum. That means from starting to the end, the spectrum remains the same, but there are different wavelengths. That means different importance that should be given to different areas of the spectrum. So, before going to the spectrum of success, I want to tell you about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship actually has no straight path for learning or for execution. Nobody is a prepared business person. Nobody is a planned business person. So, what I mean by that is, most business people are not prepared when the business throws them ugly surprises to them. So, what happens is you learn only by trial and error process. If your trials are more and errors are less, then there is a possibility of success. If your trials are less and errors are more, unfortunately, most businesses end up losing and winding up their own business. So this leads to fears and frustrations in every business person or every entrepreneur. So who succeeds? Who understands the spectrum of success succeeds in business. So let's dive into the spectrum of success. So this is the actual spectrum. It starts with awareness and it goes to energy, and energy has manifested itself into willpower. Willpower then begets discipline. Because of discipline, you develop something called work ethic, and that work ethic will help you develop skills. And because of that skill development, a byproduct called product development happens. And when you sell the product effectively, you get currency. So the whole spectrum starts with awareness and energy and ends with currency. So if you understand what a spectrum is, if you believe energy is infinite, then currency should also be infinite because it falls into the same spectrum. You cannot say currency is limited and energy is unlimited or infinite because it falls in the same spectrum, right? One can be infinite, one cannot be finite. So first of all, this belief of having that there is infinite amount of currency to be made and I'm going to make this infinite amount of currency via my business, that's the one important thing you should understand to get the holistic understanding of the spectrum which I'm talking. So first wavelength is awareness. So there are certain things a business person should be very much aware of. One is the human psyche. Do you know what is the main drawback of humans? We always overestimate ourselves and underestimate the complexity of the task. You go for a sales call, you think I can do it. Without preparation, you go for a sales call. If you go for a handling conflict inside your organization, you are not prepared for it because we always overestimate our ability and our what do you can say, the capacity or the competence we carry ourselves. Why? Because that is what this evolution has given us as a gift. This self-confidence, right? This might be a bogus self-confidence, but it is essential for our survival. So we are born with that. We are wired like that neurologically. So we always think that I'm actually better than the task I'm going to enter into. This is the one mistake every entrepreneur should avoid. Second, making money and building wealth via business is a process. And this process should be understood and it should be very clearly you should understand what a process is. A process has a starting point and an ending point. And there are many milestones in between the starting and ending point. It is not a single activity which is random. One activity is connected with another activity. That is called a process. So what a process helps us to do is to understand where things went wrong if things go wrong. If you are actually doing a single random activity, most of the people lose most of the time in searching where the things went wrong or what things went wrong. But in process, you can identify where things went wrong. So you can spend most of the time how to fix what went wrong. So you have to understand the spectrum is a process and it is important. And then you have to understand the awareness is definitely you have to realize that we underestimate the task at hand and we overestimate our things. The second prevalence is energy. As far as I'm concerned, energy is the transactional element for any entrepreneur. If an entrepreneur cannot actually manage his energy, then it is very tough. As I told, business is not a very smooth sailing. You will definitely have rough patches in your business. You will definitely have some unpleasant news, undesired result. All these actually play a very vital role in pulling your emotions down. So whenever your emotions down, you will definitely feel a lack of energy. That is one. Second, even as I told you, we overestimate ourselves. We think we are full of energy. And because we are underestimating the task, if the task is complex, our energy drains out very quickly, even in the physical form. So what one should do is you should be able to understand the way to create energy, consume energy, and conserve energy. What I mean by create energy, it's by proper breathing. As an entrepreneur, it's very, 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 very vital for you to understand the art and practice the art of breathing. This one skill, if you are developing, and honestly, I'll tell you that it can give you enormous amount of energy whenever you want actually. So most of the people are not proper breathers. We actually lost the knowledge of how to breathe. So if you are going to invest today in something that is going to make you a better entrepreneur, it is the way you breathe. So how do I know that I'm a proper breather or not? So you stand in front of your mirror, try to take a deep breath. So if your shoulders are going up like this, then you are called a vertical breather because your air is not going beyond this point. So you are struggling to put air in your lungs by raising your shoulders like this. Or if you are inhaling and your stomach is going in, then you are not a proper breather. So these are the two things you can judge for yourself, you are a better breather or not. And if you are not, please fix it. That's very, very important to have a good energy level. Second, consume energy. That means what? Whenever your battery is going down, have some snacks with it and be very mindful of what you are eating. Okay, so salt is not the enemy, sugar is the enemy. Don't take caffeine credit. Be very mindful of your tongue. So just don't have to control all your senses, but you have to control at least your tongue to have some good energy flowing into the body. Third is very, very important, conserving energy. How do you sit? If you are actually sitting cross-legged, then you are not resting. You are not conserving energy. You are losing more energy. So if you are cross-legged, touch your calf. You will feel the tension. Then hold your legs like this in the floor and then now touch your calf muscles. You will feel much more relaxed. So the human body is designed to sit in L positions. So this is the position. One L, then reverse L. So if I'm going to sit like this, like my hands hold, then I'm not sitting properly, I'm losing energy. Even though I'm sitting, I'm not conserving my energy. So proper resting position is very, very vital. Second, break most important tasks into chunks. Don't work more than 10 minutes. It's like using, I'm sure most of you are aware of cricket, right? So imagine your mind and body is like a super fast bowler, like bowling 175 kilometers per hour. So what you'll do is you'll bowl him 1 over, give him all it, rest for half an hour, then 1 over, rest for half an hour, then 1 hour. Likewise, you break a 1 hour task into 4 different chunks of 10 to 15 minutes. Take rest for 2 minutes. In that 2 minutes, sit properly, breathe properly, regain your energy, go back to the task and do it. Likewise, you conserve your energy. Once you have enough energy, that energy manifests into willpower. This willpower is very, 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 very essential to succeed in business. As I told, nobody is a planned businessman. Hence, a small failure or a setback or an economic downturn or some kind of like pandemic can throw us off from the will to run our business. So you have to have a very good clarity of why you started this business and why it should keep on going. Second, you should have the mental resilience that external element like economic downturn or this lockdown should not affect you. Third, you have to have this determination of achieving this objective. When you are having these three, this becomes a willpower. And this willpower then translates into discipline. Most of us are not disciplined because we don't know what a discipline is, right? Most of us, if I ask you what is discipline, what might be your answer? Anybody?
Do what is supposed to be done rather than what we feel like doing.
Yeah, that is willpower or work ethic, we can say.
What doing things in a very structured way and sticking to it.
Yeah, that is again a work ethic. Discipline is actually, I'll give you a simple discipline definition. You can track discipline. So discipline is starving of your senses. Period. This is the definition I'm going to give you. When you are starving your senses, you are disciplined. When you are feeding your senses, you are indisciplined.
So you ask starving, yourself, is it? You meant starving.
Yeah, starving. You actually feed biryani, you're indisciplined. You take less salt food, you're disciplined. You are giving Netflix and Prime for your eyes and your brain, you're indisciplined. You are reading because you're starving your senses, you're disciplined. You are lying down on the couch, you're indisciplined. You are running and make your body sweat, you're disciplined. You are starving your body from the rest. So now, whenever you're starving your senses, that is discipline. So having this willpower is one thing, but this willpower has to translate into discipline. And we are not disciplined just because you don't know how to discipline. What is discipline? How to be disciplined? So the point is, you can now track what all activities I have done. Out of those activities, which are activities I have starved my senses, which are the activities I have feeded my senses. Now you know a discipline score. Every single day you can keep track of it. If you lack discipline, then my friends, definitely I would advise you to take an employment because that's much more easier for indisciplined people. Entrepreneurship or business is not for indisciplined people. Now that discipline manifests itself into work ethic. See, work ethic is much more greater than hard work and smart work. Work ethic is being professional, turning up to the work every single day, turning up to do something that is supposed to be done, even though my heart is not willing to do it, even though my body is very tired, even though my mind is very confused. Rest of all, I keep all those things ahead and I turn up to that particular day. I have taken up the role of entrepreneur. I turn up on that day to whatever it is essential to make my entrepreneurial journey a successful one. So that is called work ethic. So you don't get confused between hard work and smart work. You just work. Every single day you turn up to the work. That is called a work ethic. So this work ethic, when you are going down, that is where the resilience part, the mental resilience part comes in, willpower comes in, where you are able to understand why you have started this business, and the determination comes from within to show up every single day to perform the role that you have taken. Because of work ethic, what happens is you develop some vital skills, foundational and fundamental skills. And that skill, you have to understand how to commence a skill, how to construct it, how to conclude it. So whenever you are starting into a skill part, you have to understand a skill is a verb. Learning any skill is a verb. You cannot actually attend a lecture of 2 hours how to swim and become a swimmer. You cannot watch a YouTube video how to ride a car and become a driver. So whenever we speak about skill or learning, it is understood that body is involved. It is not only about your brain. Without the body, it is not, you are not starting to learn something. happens, right? Then when you are repeating certain things, it's called deliberate practice. So when you learn something, you get stuck somewhere, you get feedback where you are going wrong, and practice that even more number of times, and that is how you construct the skill. So this deliberate practice accompanied with critical feedback, that is going to help you construct your skill department. That is where mentors are very, very important. Then how do you conclude? How do you know you have learned a skill? For example, if you have got some knowledge, there are some kind of grading system to understand how much your knowledge you have gathered. But how do you know you have learned a skill? The only validation is when somebody is willing to pay you for that skill, then you have to understand that you have learned that skill. Otherwise, you have not learned that skill. Of course, you can keep on improving whatever you have learned. There is no boundaries for learning. But whenever you say, yes, I'm good enough about this skill, when can you say that? When somebody else is paying you for that skill. So that is how we commence a skill development process, how to construct it and conclude it by asking for payment to demonstrate or perform that particular skill. And that skill will help you to develop something called product. So when I say product, I have a very clear definition about product. A product should solve a problem and it should show the target audience or who has the problem. If a product is not doing that, then it is not a product, it is a commodity. A commodity is something that is available everywhere and it is for everyone. When you are actually having a commodity, it is very difficult to do a business. But when you have a product that solves a particular problem to a particular group of people, then you can say you have a product. So once the product is ready, you can make it as a currency, go and sell it and make it as a currency. This is the spectrum. So I want you to understand the process much better when you go in reverse. So if you don't have currency, it is understood that there is no product. If you don't have product, it is understood that you don't have any skill. If you don't have any skill, it is understood that you don't have any work ethic. If you don't have work ethic, it is understood that you lack discipline. If you lack discipline, it is understood that you don't have willpower. If you don't have willpower, it is understood that you lack energy. If you lack energy, it is understood that you don't lack this basic awareness that I overestimate my capacity or my energy and underestimate the task I'm going to accomplish. So friends, when you are going through the spectrum of having this awareness that I'm an energy machine, I need to be energized to have a willpower, and this willpower is going to get translated into discipline, and this discipline will help you to maintain a good work ethic, and this work ethic is going to help me to develop skills, and the skill development is going to give me a product, and the product is going to give me currency. Once you understand to the bones and execute it, you're going to make a ton of currency. Any questions?
Yeah, that was really well connected. I mean, and
Excellent.
so much of content in such a short time, and impeccably delivered. And also summarizing it, going back and forth to make your point clear is really good. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. Yeah, anyone has any questions?
I think that differentiation between product and commodity was a revelation actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because does it mean that commodity is then it's not something to be valued if it's just a commodity?
No. See, for example, if
or
you
commodity becomes a product.
When you are trying to sell a commodity, either you should have a lot of money or a lot of time, because there is no element of positioning is there. For example, let's say Tiger biscuit. Tiger biscuit is a commodity because a 3-year-old can eat it, 15-year-old can eat it, 60-year-old can eat it, 80-year-old can eat it. It is available in the supermarket. It is available in the petty shop. So if I'm actually manufacturing a commodity, I should be spending a lot of time, energy, and money in marketing and position myself as a superior product or superior commodity that I'm having. And when you are a commodity, you are one in many, one of many. But when you are having a product, you have a possibility to differentiate yourself.
Thanks.
For example, you have to understand what is a product is, because if you think what is the product of a tea shop, for example, if I may ask, according to you, what is the product of a tea shop?
Taking rest.
Chilling with the friends is the actual product.
Yeah.
If you think it's tea or coffee, then why he is selling cigarettes and pan paran? Because a group of people will go to the tea shop. How many times you have seen a single person go to the tea shop? Very rare, right? Only a group of people will go to the tea shop. So that tea shop is a place where friends can chill out. So if one person is asking pan parak, it is not available, the whole gamut of friends will go to the another shops, right? So if I'm actually thinking wrongly that tea is my product. I may be actually having a Etu milk, I may be having a Darjeeling tea leaves, but if a ditch is running near my shop and nobody's going to come to my shop, I'll be thinking I have innovated my product so much. I have the best quality milk, I have the best quality tea leaves. Why not? Why people are not coming? Because that's not the product. The product is a good ambience where people can chill out, stay there. I can write, yeah. And also, if actually I know this is my product, I will not put a tea shop in the residential area because people don't want to come out and speak with friends. I'll put in any IT corridor because they are working in cubicles, communicating in emails. They have this dire need to speak face to face. That's why even there is a cafeteria, people come to street tea shops. So I can give it in writing. Any tea shop that is IT corridor with a GPay scanner is minting money. Because people have this need to come and talk with each other, have some time of themselves, and then go away, right? So that is why we have to understand the product very clearly before starting to innovate our product.
Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else would like to ask any or contribute anything? So I have a question. You mentioned about food, consuming food and how it's related to energy.
Yeah.
So what food should we consume for more energy?
So anything fries, avoid it because your intestine are designed to digest fried foods actually. So if anybody is actually feeling very tired after eating, so you want to take rest after eating, that means you are tired by the digestion process itself. That's not the tired. So anything fried, try to avoid. Anything baked, I mean in the ஆவியில பண்றது வேக வைக்கிறதுமே it's good for a good thing. And maximum uncooked foods like nuts, spices, and things like that, it's good. So proper food with the proper rest and proper sleep should be a balance. So what happens is we eat irregularly because we can't sleep properly. So you get up at 3 o'clock, you feel hungry, you go and eat something in that time. So when you are able to sleep properly, then everything will be okay. So avoid fries. Half baked or baked is good. Take raw vegetables, something like that. But take it in small quantities in regular intervals. So for example, if I'm asking you to eat a cabbage, you will find it difficult to eat a lot of cabbages at a single point in time. So you eat one leaf cabbage, 30 minutes later you take one carrot, 30 minutes later you take one kind of tomato salad, half an hour. So do like this. So eat in 30 minutes. You can carry even, no issues. Everybody, even you are working, you are wherever traveling, you can carry. And my favorite snack is this vega vacha konda kadala. That is one more protein rich things like that. So whenever, especially if you are doing a complex task, please have some kind of snacks with you and please break into two chunks and work. Especially planning. When you're planning something or doing any complex task, never overestimate your energy. Your energy drops like this, like from 100 to 15, it drops like this. From 15, it goes inch by inch. So once you hit 15% of your energy battery, your mind will divert you to do some other activity which is equal to the energy level of your body. You will not be able to handle the complex task. So distraction is outside. Actually, it's energy management. So whenever you feel that I'm going to take a complex activity, be prepared. Sit in a proper position. Break it into chunks. Take rest every 2 minutes. In these 2 minutes, breathe properly. Inhale and exhale. Deep inhalation, exhalation. Have some snacks. Then start over again. So while doing it, your energy level will be.
How do you read one book every week? I mean, what is the process you follow? I mean, tell us, like, what do you do? When do you sit?
I read and hear. First of all, I read and hear.
Okay.
Together. I hear around 2 to 3 books a month, and I read around 4 books a month actually. So
the same books or different books?
Different books.
Okay.
So my mentor used to ask, do you feel any superior when you are able to read so many books while others are not able to read so many books? I used to tell him, if I am a Superman, if I can fly, I may feel superior because I can fly, people can't fly. But what I do can be done by anybody and everybody. I choose to do it. Most people don't choose to do it. That's it. I do only one thing, Thomas. I make reading a daily habit. Every single day, I read 30 to 40 pages. That's it. Nothing else.
What time do you read?
And I do it at the first thing in the morning. I get up, I do my morning routines, I start reading 30 to 40 pages. I start reading. And while traveling, I used to listen audiobooks from Audible. And while hitting bed, I used to read another half an hour. hitting bed.
So 30 to 40 in the
that is-
morning, 30 to 40 in the evening.
Yes, yes. in the
Okay,
night,
okay,
yes.
okay. So that's how you catch
This
up.
also this also helps me in avoiding cell phones after 9 o'clock, 9:30. So I don't look at cell phones. I'm reading book and I'll go to the bed actually. So I get a better sleep.
So
So
do you
electricity is invented only for 150 to 200 years actually, very very small span. So whenever your eyes sees blue light, for your sense, it is morning. I have to go and search for food because that is how we have been accompanied from the cave days. So by whichever screen you are using, that is a blue light screen. So when you see the blue screen, your mind will automatically awake. It will not go to sleep. It will not rest because you have been accustomed 70,000 years to wake up whenever you see the blue light and go and search for food. Electricity came only 150 to 175 years ago, right?
So,
So we have to avoid screens at night after 8:30, 9 o'clock.
so do you prefer physical books or Kindle?
Both. I have a Kindle. I prefer physical books also. Certain books, certain authors I adore, like Yuval Noah Harari of *Sapiens*. So I buy every book of Harari, every book I buy physical books. And likewise, I have certain authors. Garen Diamond is another author, and Matt Ridley is another one. So I have few authors where I actually that is my library. I'm building that library. I want to pass on that knowledge to future generations. Rest of the thing I buy Kindle also, so I don't find any difficulty because Kindle helps me to carry more books when I'm traveling. So I used to travel Vizhinjanagar, Coimbatore, Hosur, Bangalore for my coaching assignment. So when that time I don't take physical books, I only carry my Kindle. And around 300 books are already there.
So what book would you recommend if my mindset has to shift from a tactical thinking to a strategic thinking? Okay. Somebody told me that I think too tactically. So if you think, is there a book where I can read and I can slowly shift from tactical thinking to strategic thinking?
How to think strategically is one of the book that is there. I mean, the name itself is How to Think Strategically. So I'll give you the author's name once again. Actually.
Oh, that's nice.
And see, Thomas, if you are actually thinking strategically, otherwise it's very difficult for you to operate tactically. Okay.
Yeah.
So the strategy is there, but it is not bringing the forefront. That means strategy is like a forest and tactics is like a tree. One of the tree in the forest, right? So the author's name is Greg Gittens. Greggathens.
Okay. You have read it and it's a good book, huh?
Yeah. How to Think Strategically is one of the good book I have read, and it predominantly focuses on the business context. Okay. So there is another thing which is called strategy head.
Okay.
So that also a very good book where it actually improve your strategy. That is strategy actually.
Strategy head.
Strategy has different meanings in different areas, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what exactly are meaning by strategy.
Business. I mean business only. Business related. So when I think of something, it seems I think too much on the execution side rather than on the planning and the purpose and all that. So that's a feedback I get from some of my mentors and also that's
Okay. So I think what I am actually saying is you having this plan inside your head, but you're only operating the plan, execution level plans only, you're telling them.
Probably, yeah. That could be the thing. Yeah.
Because without strategy, you cannot form tactics.
I agree. Thank you for that. I think we're running short of time. Anyone else would like to ask any questions at all? Whatever any questions you have, you'd like to contribute to the topic. Okay, thank you. So please do invite your friends for the upcoming meetings. And if any of you are inspired, and again, Mr. Suresh, if you're inspired to share some other topic for all of us which will benefit us, please do let me know. And there are other support systems. These are books that I recommend that has helped me in my entrepreneurial journey. So please do get them if you're interested. And please do share your questions in the group. And more questions on the same topic Mr. Suresh can answer, or any other topic you have some questions, please do share in the group. We all can contribute. And thank you all for attending. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye. Good night and have a great week ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a very absorbed.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you. Bye-bye.